Welcome, NAIFA, Texas. This is an opportunity for you to learn a little bit about Leadership in Life Institute, affectionately referred to as LILI. My name is David Bell. I have the privilege of being the chair of LILI here in Texas, and I'm joined here today with the lovely Carrie Welch and the ever astute Jason. These are the two moderators that the candidates this year are going to be able to take their journey with. And I'll tell you, you couldn't be any luckier. The moderators over the years, we always have different moderators every 3 or 4 years. This has been one of the strongest tandem moderators. And I've been involved with LILI since 2012. Always good moderators, but these two in particular are incredibly strong. So if you're watching this, tuning in and or watching this, and you're on the fence, I'm telling you, having good moderators, it does matter. It does matter. Just to provide a little perspective, this LILI program is not unique just to Texas. I know when I first took it, I thought this was a Texas thing. The Leadership in Life Institute is a national program. This is going on all over the country. Texas, however, just has the strongest tradition of year after year after year, over 20 years of LILI classes. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to allow the two moderators to formally introduce themselves, how long they've been in LILI, and then I have a few questions that I like to ask them that are common questions that somebody that is thinking about going through this program. You've heard a little bit about it. Why is it so secretive? I'm going to have Jason and Carrie touch on high-level stuff. There are some components to LILI that you have to just experience. We can't just share everything with you. I'm not going to show the whole trick. So I'll turn it over and introduce our two moderators. Carrie, if you don't mind introducing.
Sure.
All right.
Thanks, David. Yes, I'm Carrie Welch. I live in Austin, Texas, and have I went through the LILI program. I was fortunate enough to go through it with David. And so we've kind of been through this whole process together. That was 2012, 2013, and have moderated the last 3, maybe 4. This will be the 4th year.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. I'm ready for it. I cannot believe that it's already just around the corner coming up here in August. I mean, it's May. It's unbelievable. So excited, hoping for a great group. We've had a fantastic group the last 4 years, and I know this year won't be any exception to that rule. So we're looking for candidates. Come on.
Very good. Very good, Carrie. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You're right. This journey has been, you and I have been through this thing completely. Now, this is unique. Jason, I'd like to introduce yourself. Jason went through the very first LILI class. Looks the same as back when he went through it. I've seen the pictures. Guy looks. Jason.
The only thing different, David, I had a mustache. Mustache is gone, and I'm glad it's gone.
In the spirit of COVID, you can bring it back.
There you go. First of all, thanks for the compliments on our moderating. We have thoroughly enjoyed it. I would agree. Carrie and I have made a great team, and I enjoy working with Carrie. I have been in the business 24 years, an independent agent. I served in San Antonio for many years with NAIFA. Currently the national committee person for NAIFA Texas, and have served in all of the capacities at NAIFA Texas. And I have really enjoyed being able to bring my real life experiences to the LILI classes. I think that some of the stories through experience I have has been a fun part of the class, and I'm happy to do that. But we are looking forward to having a new group. Every year we look forward to the new experience because every class is different. Everything is very dynamic and it changes over time, but we're looking forward to some great candidates, and I would assure you that it's well worth your time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. It's interesting. All the leadership positions that you've been in, a question that I would have, and Jason, maybe answer this question first, Carrie, with a follow-up. There's a misconception out there. Do you have to be in leadership to go through LILI? Is that a requirement that you need to be in leadership, either in NAIFA, some other association, or within your own firm? Is that a requirement? Jason, would you?
Gotcha. Well, the Lilly course was designed to engage and bring up new leaders in the NAFA organization. And so that was kind of the purpose of the whole design and the background of this program. But we have had people that are not currently in leadership positions, but either they're on the path to a leadership position. So one of the commitments in the application is that you do commit to service to the NAFA organization. And I would say the answer is no, but most that have participated have had that path either established or they were heading that direction.
Very good.
And I would agree with that too. And really, even if you're not a leader right now with NAFA or in your business, aren't we all in some aspect of our life a leader? Or if not now, at some point you will be. So there's just so many things that you learn in LILI that enhance those characteristics of a leader, and you'll benefit. It's guaranteed. I mean, no way around it.
Yeah, Carrie, you bring up a good point. So let me ask you then, as somebody who's thinking about, so knowing that I don't necessarily have to be in leadership, but I may be moving in that direction. But you bring up a good point. It's more universal than that. It's a little bit deeper than that. So what can a candidate expect? Maybe what paradigm shift or changes could they expect beyond just like the business tactical? That a lot of people have been through these, a lot of leadership courses, and it's how to manage your day and your calendar. But you touched on something about relationships. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, definitely. Yeah. There's so many different things that we go through because, and I don't know, the people who are watching this, we don't know how much they actually know about this program, but it is 6 full days spread out over 6 months. And so there's a lot packed into this whole LILI experience. And it's all, there's personality tests, there are lots of information and good resources on leadership. Lots of good information on time management and communication and honing your leadership and personality, personal development skills. But you know what, honestly, the best part about this experience is the people that you have in the room. All the 3 of us included, because David participates to a great degree as well. But the other students in the class, the collaboration that you have with those folks and the amount of learning that you get from the others in the class. And that's why it's so different every single time that we moderate these LILI classes, because personalities are so different. So, it's an incredible experience.
Yeah.
Very good. Jason, anything to add to that?
The other thing I would add to that is one word that comes to mind is change. And, change is simply to make, have something different or become different. And when you go through this course, there will be a change. We don't know what that change is, but it has affected people very much on the personal level, the business level, all those aspects. I kind of use this real simple example. This is the best I could come up with, is the experience is hard to describe. And so it's like going to the Colorado Rockies. If you've ever been to the Rocky Mountains, it's so majestic, beautiful. But if you take a picture of those mountains and you look at that picture, it's not as majestic, not as dynamic. My point is that the experience you get when sitting in that seat is what really makes the difference. And it is hard sometimes for the graduates to really explain the course. And even those that have taken business courses, etc., and read books by Stephen Covey, John Maxwell, the one-page business plan, when they get to this program, they say, I really learned what these materials are about.
Exactly.
Jason, that's a great example. Again, for the audience that's watching, this is why these 2 moderators, this is why this is the year that you want to take this class. It's a great analogy. So when we talk, Carrie, you touched on that. Do you mind just repeating how the course structure is set up? The fact that there is stuff, there's homework, But what is that time frame to get not to specific dates, but how does this work? There's how many classes, how many weeks between?
Yeah, in a perfect world, it's a 6-month program where you have one day a month, and it's always on a Monday, devoted to yourself, your personal development, 100%. So we get in there, and I mean, we're there at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30, whenever the building opens up, and then we're there until 4 or 5 o'clock at the end of that day. And we take breaks and that kind of thing, but you turn your phones off, and you're 100% committed to that class. You come prepared, you've done your homework, and there's a lot of homework, but you've got plenty of time to do it. You've got 3 weeks in between those classes, 4 weeks in between the classes. Everybody's committed to the other people in the room, to the moderators, to making that experience the best that they possibly can. And so, but it's great. We get to watch some movies that are some fantastic movies that are laid out for you, and Jason touched on some really fantastic readings from some fantastic leaders in our industry.
Very good. Thank you. I appreciate that. The one thing that I'll emphasize is when you go into something like this, what makes this different is so many classes that people have been through, even if you're a 25, 30-year veteran of the industry, this is the one that's going to cut really deep. And what I mean by that is be prepared to be vulnerable. Come in and be willing to reevaluate how you think about leadership versus managing people. And it will bleed in. It's going to have an impact on how your relationships continue to develop personally within your office and, of course, within NAFA. But that's my one recommendation is be really willing to be vulnerable. And that makes it really unreal, makes it a great experience. Jason, let me ask you a question because I get this question a lot. This is going to be a tough year. My practice was halted in COVID, but every year there's always something. But, we run this class on the latter half of the year. But one question I often get is, well, I don't know if I can take the time. I don't know if I can take the time. I feel like my production's going to suffer. How would you respond to that?
Well, I guess the first thing I would say is typically that's your mind playing games with yourself. And what I've learned as a leader through the years that if you want to get a job done, give it to a busy person. And we're all very busy. We find time to squeeze this into our schedules and we get it done. And we're fully committed to helping these participants succeed. What we see is a excitement that when people leave, they want to implement some of the new ideas, and that actually grows your business. So I think what it does is it gets your mindset at the place it needs to be so that you can actually grow your business. And it helps you eliminate that mindset of, I don't have time to do this. And we know that we've been to seminars before where we see these speakers that are so busy, but they're super successful. So we all have the same 24 hours. You just have to work it into the priorities.
Very good. Thank you. It's a great answer. Carrie, anything that you would add to that?
No, I would agree completely. And honestly, there's so many great resources to allow you to become more focused throughout this program. And so, it's a great benefit to you. You learn how to be a better delegator, and we all need help with that. So yeah, totally echo what Jason had to say.
Good. Yeah, I would agree with that, having been a part of this program for the past 8 years. I can tell you there's other associations. You look at like a GAMA or ALU. There are other associations out there that are built for more management. Remember, NAFA, the spirit of NAFA is for the producer. And so this really gets to the heart of identifying the production you get. You're always aligned to get the production you get. If you're not thrilled with your production, this is a great realignment opportunity to go through LILI. Well, I'm going to keep an eye on the clock. I want this to be, wanted this to be relatively high level. Carrie Welch, I want to thank you. Jason Talley, I want to thank you guys for joining us today. We hope that the audience, as you guys are watching this, you have a better understanding, a deeper understanding, and equally important, you got to hear it from these two moderators in Carrie and Jason. I think that's equally important. So thanks for tuning in. there is an application process. So it's not just like a one call, everybody fits in. You do have to be in good standing with NAIFA. There is an application, but we'll get that information out to you. Just, all you have to do is send an email to Beth, to Sean, Jason, Carrie. We'll get that information to you guys. But thank you.
David,
Yes,
real
Jason,
quick,
please.
I will
Yeah.
mention that it is on the NAIFA Texas website. If you click on education, you can find the application under LILI. So you could find that resource there.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. I
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Thank
Be
you.
safe
Seeing ya.
and look forward to kicking off LILI in Texas in a couple months.
Yes.
Look forward to seeing you watching in class.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.